Welcome to today's video tutorial. In this session, I'll guide you through the process of synchronizing project conversations on a portfolio level using VLOOKUP. So, let's get started. Before we start with configurations, here's a quick demonstration of how you can synchronize project conversations from multiple source boards to a central target board. This technique is incredibly useful when consolidating information from various boards into one central location. Specifically, we'll be using Portfolio High Level as our target board, and Project Alpha, Project Bravo, Project Charlie, and Project Delta as our source boards. With this setup, any updates made to conversations in the source boards will be automatically synchronized to our target board. We demonstrated the concept and saw how it works. Now let's move on to the setup process. The first step is to install the necessary VLOOKUP integrations. We need to install the integrations in all source boards and target board. Navigate to the respective source boards and the target board where you want to install the VLOOKUP integrations. Once on the board, locate the Integrate and click Add New Integration. In the Integration section, search for VLOOKUP. This will display a list of VLOOKUP integrations. We only need to install what is necessary for our use case. Now let's focus on the specific use case we're addressing. We must install the When an update is created, automatically create the update in linked boards integration. Additionally, we want to enable the functionality where changes made to a column value in one board are automatically reflected in the linked boards. After installing the VLOOKUP integration, 2 webhooks will be added automatically to your boards. These webhooks are responsible for handling the synchronization process. It's important to note that you should avoid deleting these webhooks to prevent any malfunction in the synchronization process. They are crucial in keeping your data consistent and up-to-date across all linked boards. Now that we have successfully installed the VLOOKUP integration on our target board, it's time to extend the synchronization to our source boards. Remember, the source and target boards should have identical integrations for seamless communication. Repeat the same process for each additional source board that you want to synchronize with the target board. Remember, it's crucial to ensure that all source boards have the identical VLOOKUP integration for a smooth and reliable synchronization experience. Let's take the next step in this process and add the VLOOKUP board view. To make sure your synchronization experience is thorough, we'll install the VLOOKUP board view on both the source and target boards. Go to the board where we have already installed the VLOOKUP integration. Once you're in the board, click Plus button and select VLOOKUP. Now, let's repeat the same process for the source boards. Open each source board individually and add the view. Fantastic! You have successfully installed the VLOOKUP board view on both the source and target boards. Great! Now let's move on to the final step in the synchronization process. In this step, we'll create a recipe to map the columns we want to connect. But before we do that, we need to decide on our source key column and target key column. In this particular use case, we'll be using a drop-down column type that refers to the source boards. We call it projects. You'll notice that in each source boards, there's a drop-down column called projects. Each of these projects coincide with the name of the board. Now, let's navigate to our target board. Pay attention to the item names, and you'll notice that they correspond to the values listed in the projects column of our source boards. Now that we have our source and target key columns determined, let's create our first recipe. We'll need to set it up in the target board. Go to the board view and look for the Add New Auto-link option. Click on it to get started. Let's begin by selecting our source board, Project Alpha. Next, we'll map the columns we want to connect. In this case, we'll use the Projects column from the source board to link it with the Item Name column in the target board. After that, make sure to select the source column values, which in this case is Item Update for both boards. When you're all set, simply click on Save to proceed. Now, let's repeat the same process to link all the source boards. You'll need to create a separate recipe for each source board, so in this case, you should have 4 recipes in total, corresponding to the number of source boards available. Great job! Now let's take a moment to appreciate your progress and enjoy a quick demonstration of how project conversations can be synchronized on the portfolio level using VLOOKUP. Need any assistance? We're here to help. If you have any questions or need further guidance, please feel free to reach out to us via email. Our team will be more than happy to assist you and ensure you have a smooth experience.